Cutie pies, I've got the juiciest crypto show for you today, and it's not even funny. Let's get started. So there has been some news that's come out for crypto. Firstly, the corrupt SEC has delayed the ARK Bitcoin ETF. Do you remember ARK from Cassie would? Yes, you would. So it's been delayed until January. This calls into question about the Roca Negra ETF, which is coming in mid-October or so. People are thinking, are they going to follow it or aren't they? We don't know what's going to happen. What I know is the magical fractal still stands. This is the magical fractal. The magical fractal says, for some reason, in the middle of October, we just start going up. Now, it doesn't mean it's necessarily the ETF, but it could be something. It's just going to be funny if this works out. Your mind will blow if this actually happens. I'm like, well, it was all in the charts, wasn't it? And now you can see why. If things like this happen, everything I've been telling you is true. And that's why you like, subscribe, press the bell button. I appreciate every single one of you because you just need enough time. That's it. Cycles are cycles. But here's the thing, friends. Yes, cycles work, but we don't know the strength of the up thrust or the power of the down move. Do you understand? So you could technically get a bull market that goes up and never reaches the all-time high. And you see, that's part of the cycle. Oh, the cycle said we're going to go up. But there's a difference between going up under the high, at the high, or through the high. Do you understand? So that's why these cycles have some nice timing about them. But you just don't know the strength of the move. We also have the US Fed says they are bullish on stablecoins, of course. I'd just like you to know, think about the incentives. The US Fed have every incentive to keep crypto volatile. Do you understand me? They have no incentive to keep it safe because stablecoins, it's in the word, stables, they need everybody to flock to short-term safety. Why? It's because when you work for something, your labor units, you want something that's safe, even though it loses value over the year. You want something that's reliable for the next 1 week, 6 weeks, 12 weeks. That's what we work for our wages. And that is a threat to the government if we take that away. The US Congress has also asked the corrupt SEC chairman, Gary Gensler, firstly to stop chugging all that semen, and secondly to approve the Bitcoin spot ETF. So look, everyone's getting antsy now because they know he's been spoken to, and the bug eater overlords haven't told everybody else about the game. So it's coming out very obvious now. Also, BitBoy baits everyone again, which is funny enough. We're gonna go through that a bit. It's kind of fascinating, friends. There's a lot of things going on with BitBoy that no one understands. I'm gonna show you why. The guy's a freaking genius. Do you understand me? I'm not telling you he's morally correct or morally wrong. I'm not here to judge. I'm just telling you he's playing you all. It is 100% top tier marketing. How you go into the public space, everything he does, I'm going to show you. It's deliberate. He knows what he's doing. All right. And it works in his favor. Also, Kyle Chasse, a friend of the channel, you can see he follows me here actually. He bought $1 million of ChainLink. So here he is right now. This is Kyle. Kyle's a friend of the channel. Kyle owns, he runs Paid. I did the ICOs through him and stuff. So Kyle is OG, friends. He's OG. He's a top dog. All right. You know what I mean? So he's been in the game a long time. We're talking about 2012 Bitcoin. And we're talking about a diamond hands hodler, if you know what I mean. Okay. So this dude, the fact that he bought a $1 million link only tells you one thing. He's been watching my channel. And he's been watching it a lot. Like, he understands everything now. All his talking points was exactly all about CCIP, everything I'm speaking about in ChainLink. And look, I'm not saying ChainLink's going to do 1,000x. I'm just telling you, I sleep better at night in ChainLink versus something like, I don't know, Litecoin or just XRP even, just because I understand the game. I understand that the bug eaters have chosen it. So I just want to give you a friendly reminder, by the way. Okay, don't forget this. If Bitcoin stops around $75,000, it will cause a lot of pain and anxiety. I've gone through this before. I've got to remind you again. The Bitcoin maxis are then going to have to rewind everything. So right now, what are people saying? They said, oh no, Bitcoin can't stop there because it's going to break its pattern. No, you can't think in markets like that. Don't ever tell me something can't happen. All right, they can always change the narrative. The most important thing is the buyers and sellers. So the narrative changes after the price action. So the price moves first, then they make up the news. So here I am to tell you, the Bitcoin maxis. So if Bitcoin does actually this Roca Negra scam pattern where we actually don't go parabolic and we just roll over, they're going to start citing 5 and 10, actually not even 5-year returns. They're going to start citing 10-year returns. You know why, friends? You know what Bitcoin maxis do right now? They cite 5-year returns. They say, 5-year returns. Why? Because 5 years ago, we were back down here. So you're barely up. But if we roll over here, guess what the 5-year return is? 0. They're not going to talk to you about 5-year returns. They're going to say, oh, but if you held from 10 years ago in 2015 to 2025, you'd be up. Okay, don't fall for it. That's what we call gaslighting, and that's how you have to be careful. Because, yes, what are they going to tell you? Bitcoin's a get-rich-slow vehicle. Okay, how slow are we talking? Because apparently 5 years isn't long enough. Just think about it. I want to remind you of something. In crypto, the good guys are the bad guys. And the bad guys are the good guys. Do you understand me? This is how you have to see everything. There is a balance, all right? It's all, look at this little peppy with the little chess piece. This is exactly what's going on, okay? So everyone who you think is bad, it's actually good. And, you know, more of this is going to become apparent over time if you're new to crypto. But everybody who's in part of the industry, they know exactly what we mean from what happened in 2022. So what's going on with Ben? Ben Armstrong, BitBoy. We have Ben Theft Auto. We have all of these. Everything's going nuts. Oh, man, this is crazy. So I was just wondering, like, how much entertainment is it possible to squeeze in when candles were going sideways? I'm here to ask you, do you think we're going to get a downtober or uptober? I'm kind of scared everybody's talking about uptober, but I mean, like, September's been garbage and it was in the cycle too, and everything else has been part of the cycle too. It was like, how long can these continue to play out, friends? But remember I told you, it's because we're still onboarding so much new people that we can keep repeating the cycles until we hit some maturity inflection point when we aren't recruiting that many new people into crypto as we were before. That's why we have like 400 million people each now. We're still going to get to a billion, right? So that's 600 million fresh people who are going to do the same mistakes as the first 400 million people did. And I thought this was very cool. That's why I made it, friends. I actually made this meme for you to let you know here. Look at this, okay? Warning, truth revealed, okay? And you just fall for it every time. So the very, very top one, just like clockwork. Look at this. These are all true, by the way. People think these are all true. Uniswap is becoming centralized. It's fake DeFi Uniswap. I'm telling you right now. We can see the trend early, all right? MetaMask is compromised by JP Mosquito. A judge has literally revealed that the corrupt SEC is actually corrupt, calling them liars. Like, how do you go and call publicly a government institution which can't be eradicated by the people? How do you go call them just, hey, you're making stuff up, okay? If a police officer was just to go arresting people and shooting people, what would you say? Oh, he started shooting people for no reason. That's okay. You can't do that, man. You know that people can't do that. Also, layer 2 chains have VC insiders. That's another harsh truth of the game. Yeah, layer 2s aren't really layer 2s. They're more like one computer where if theoretically aligned with Ethereum. Tornado Cash developers arrested. This is the biggest crime against humanity, by the way. They literally typed out code. They literally typed out code. It's the exact same if I made a hammer in my backyard, someone comes and takes the hammer and then goes smashes up a store and steals something. It's like you going and arresting the hammer maker. It's the exact same thing, but the bug eater overlords, that's what's happening. People don't want to write about that. All right, look at this. Crypto Twitter is still full of leverage trading link shitters and all that trash coin out there and people just grifting and stuff. And look at this. Hey guys, it's BitBoy. And everyone loses their mind. Everyone loses their mind every time. It's just like, what do you do? What I'm trying to do? Like, I'm telling you, yeah, it's entertaining, but what's the perspective I'm bringing you? The perspective I'm bringing you is, look, we're going to look at him. He's entertaining. Let's take the positives out of it. You understand me? Okay, let's take the absolute positive. I want you to learn something about how stories are created, main characters, the narratives. There are actions that BitBoy does to frame a narrative to his advantage, and it's actually what the government does. And we're going to have to need that because you're going to put that into your tool belt, because when the government tries to come and ban crypto later on, when they heat up the then they fight you phase, you're going to really need this because you're going to be selling your bags at the bottom if it wasn't for me. I've also got Mr. Joyboy. He's actually in disbelief saying, what's the JP Mosquito compromise on MetaMask? What happened? And they'll just let you JP Mosquito, they have their tentacles. They own Consensus, okay? These are the owners of MetaMask. They've been here a long time, since 2018, friends. Yes, 2018, before everything was a thing, they had their tentacles in. It's not even a question of whether you believe me or not. Just go look it up, man. It's been there since the start. From their own website. Look how dodgy this is, by the way. Is MetaMask owned by JP Morgan? No, of course not. By the way, look at this. Look at this. Literally the second line. In line with the philosophy, did we raise funds from JP Morgan? Yes. Do they influence our decision making? No. Just shut up, man. Like, we understand how the game works, friends. This is what they do. Do you understand how these bug eaters work? They give you money, you take it, they come back for round 2 in the shadows. That's how it works every single time. By the way, when they make, you already know you're in trouble when you have to make 17 paragraphs to say, no, we are not controlled by them. And by the way, they even mentioned in there that their shares have been diluted. Yeah, sure. We'll see. We'll see. And the BitBoy situation turned up again. Just when you thought he would disappear, nah, he's coming back. You see this video here? Ben made a video. I am leaving crypto. What this means going forward. My friend sent it to me. I watched it. Okay. Five minutes in, he goes, all right, I'm leaving for 5 to 6 days, and then I'm coming back. See, friends, everyone falls for it every time. They fall for it all the time. Look what he's even gotten everybody to do, okay? He's got everyone to do this. He goes, I am not getting rid of Cassie, so the woman he said he had an affair with. He goes, period. My own friends and family lied and manipulated me in the worst ways to accomplish their goal of breaking us up, and I will never give them what they want. So this is funny. Look, he says... He spent the video saying, I'm not talking about my personal life, but he's going to continue going, me and my wife are trying to figure this out. We are capable of making our own decisions. We don't need any of you. So please butt out of my personal life. Something tells me this is not the last time we've heard of it. And I want you to learn from how Ben frames the narrative. Okay. I want you to learn, just learn from this. Okay. Don't judge, just learn. Look how a master does the craft. Okay. He goes, in all seriousness, I'll be back on the show normal like tomorrow. It's exactly the video I just showed you. He goes, 1, look at it. Look, he has his talking points already, by the way. 1, I have PTSD from what TJ has done to me. Okay, 1. 2, my company has been stolen. 3, I was extorted for my Lambo. Number 4, I'm angry about all of it. Beyond angry. Number 5, the only thing exceeding the anger is the hurt. He even has more talking points. Number 6, I may have been excited and sound a little crazy, but every word is true that I said. 7, I was not on drugs. 8, going forward, I will only be discussing what has occurred. You see this, friends? He has controlled the narrative. This is a controlled demolition. I'm not saying it was planned from the start. I'm just saying there's a reason he got to 1.4 million followers and he became one of the biggest shows in crypto. There's a reason he gets so many eyeballs. It's because he knows how to do this. Now, I'm not saying for you to go do this, okay? Because the world it can't fit enough people to do stuff like this. But don't sit here and think, look, by the way, if you go down, look, I bet there's so many losers that are just saying like so much negative stuff. It's just like all these people, like, bro, who are you? Who are you? Just going down and down and down. Okay. This is replying to him, but there's just so many mid-curvers. They actually, it's like therapy. They go out and they just want to spew hate or spew negative opinion. Like you're feeding into him. You know that, right? You're telling the Twitter algorithm that you love him and it's going to keep showing you more. Like it's fascinating. These people don't get it. The best part is as well, I want you to learn from this, okay? You might ever come across this in your own life. So, because he went to jail, instead of being embarrassed, you know everybody was making a joke out of it, right? He says, I am a hardened criminal loiterer. So the first thing he did when he came out was he admitted he's a loiterer. And also something interesting he did, he keeps mentioning the name Carlos Diaz. So, isn't it funny? You haven't watched a full episode of this dude yet. He's been able to construct a narrative out of nowhere. This literally popped out of nowhere. Now we know Carlos Diaz and there's a Lamborghini going around. And look what he did. This is the actual tweet, friends. This is the hardest tweet I've ever had to make. I need to make this confession I never imagined I would admit. I'm not even sure I'd have the courage to say it, but I'm going to do so. Here it goes. My name is Ben and I'm a loiterer. I did 8 whole hours in the slammer. I watched his video and also his framing. He says, guys, I made someone feel scared. You know, I made that person feel scared. I made a scared person feel scared. Governments do this, by the way, just to let you know. Governments also, deep state, I'm not going to say the names, they go after people with big followings who are constructing narratives that are too powerful that can sway a lot of people. They do this, okay? They've done this to famous people. I can tell you stories about it later. And here he is as well, in his rage. He's making relationships again. I'm sorry to Altcoin Daily and Crypto Wendy for what I said yesterday. I've been upset with the things I've chosen to do in this situation, right? So this is Crypto Wendy. So, however, it's not worth losing friends over. Friends, this is how you do it. You want to see why everyone comes in. This is what you do. This is what the government does, by the way. This is literally what the government does. They break a relationship and then they come and fix it. It makes you stronger. Did you know that? You know when bones break, there's calcium. It's hardened. This is what happens, friends. This is manipulation, okay? This is literally grooming. This is, what do you want to call it? Marketing, grooming, manipulation, brainwashing, whatever word you want to use. I don't care. I'm just telling you this is how it goes. That's why. relationships that are forged on the backs of people breaking and sweating and tears like that, that come back together, they come back stronger with more emotional connection, okay? And this is used, he's doing it out in the public space. It really is a sight to be seen. So here I am, even with this tweet saying, it's actually amazing how he laid out a series of characters and the plot for everyone to follow. You've got his nemesis, Carlos Diaz, his troubled relationship with TJ, the missing Lamborghini. All these characters just appear out of nowhere. And it's funny, no one realizes it. Everyone thinks, hey, is it this guy, BitBoy? Oh my God. It's a sight to be seen, okay? It is no accident. The personal stories. It doesn't even feel real. But it's happening right now, okay? But you know, we've got bigger fish to fry. Because we just saw, for example, Chasse, the bug eater overlords, they have instructed their bank tentacles one by one to squash crypto. This is the UK. What they do, friends, they do it in Australia too, by the way. So the bug eater overlords in Australia, a couple of rogue banks, the ones on the side, they will start banning crypto. And it's obviously, they're under instruction from the US. We know the US, they're trying to test it. We're the testing grounds, just like UK, okay? You guys drink tea. We dig dirt out of the ground. We drink beer around all day, okay? So it's the same thing. We are both guinea pigs before they test it on the big daddy, the US of A. So they issued a statement. Look, they said, if we think you're making a payment related to crypto assets, we'll decline it. So they're actually just saying it. See, remember, then they fight you phase. It is still here. The corrupt SEC is still poop. They're all working together. I don't think they're not. I mean, you know, they're not. You know, if it wasn't for Twitter, we wouldn't be able to put all this together. So I'm actually very thankful for this platform and especially YouTube as well. But we have to use code words on YouTube. You know, if there's one thing to get you bullish, it has to be this, okay? The last thing, friends, Islamic Coin. Islamic Coin is a pump and dump grift. But it might go further than we think. I don't know how to get it. I don't know if it's even released. I don't know if it's launched. But I just want to let you know, these are like, if you want to learn something, because we're going to be looking through a lot of coins in 2024 as they all launch. Everyone's trying to grift. But there's some red flags here. So have a look at the bottom here. You see the bottom where the arrow is? Projected market cap. What they're effectively doing is they're telling you how high the price will go if we keep adopting people. Now, that's what I do, right? I'm like, well, you know, it's just like, you could do this with a company as well. You're like, okay, if you make $1 billion of profit, you're going to have like 8 times your share. Now, the difference is, as a project, you're not allowed to do that. You're creating expectations. Is anything going to happen to them? I don't know. I don't even know if it's launched. We have the corrupt SEC turning a blind eye. See, the corrupt SEC would rather you look at Tornado Cash devs being arrested, right? Because that's what they want to do. They would rather go and arrest them and take them down than look at junk like this. So this projected market cap, this is something very, very interesting. It's, you know, probably even illegal. They don't want something like that. So they show the coin projected 4.8 trillion in size. So it's 5x the size of the crypto industry. So that's why I'm telling you to be careful. Why be careful? Well, you're going to learn what happens, okay? So we all know, man. We all know. We're here to gamble. The problem is, when one soy boy loses money, they go and have a cry. But why? It's because someone has to buy the top, right? Someone has to buy the top somewhere. You know, so just like in Bitcoin, right? Who bought 50K Bitcoin? It was people who believed in 100 and 150K. Who's going to buy $80,000 Bitcoin? It's going to be people who were told that it's going to flip gold's monetary premium of 250,000 to 500K. Someone's got to buy the top of everything, right? The only difference is in stocks, they're also regulated. You can't really complain for most of them. But in crypto, if enough people get together, they can go to the corrupt SEC and say, hey, man, give us 30% of whatever you find. These guys were creating expectations. You understand how we have a problem here. This creates more volatility. They don't have every incentive to regulate it, friends. Remember I told you, what does the US Fed want? They want to keep stable coins the number one home ground for it. They want to keep stable coins stable. They don't want normal crypto to have all this regulation in a nice, neat box yet, so the bug eaters can come in. So you've learned. Islamic Coin, by the way, it would not have tried to launch unless it knew, hey, there's a lot of people out there in the world we can scam. Okay, that's exactly what their attitude is. So fingers crossed, we've got a bull market coming ahead of us. Even it might start early, might finish early. Hey, we're going to have opportunity right at our feet. It's up to us to pick it up and take it. Make sure you like, subscribe, press the belly button and all. I appreciate every single one of you. Catch you next one.